How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Manga Panel podcast. Today is issue 12 of Weekly Shonen Jump. Today I'm joined by Key and Trent.
Hello.
But, last week we talked a little bit, or the last issue we missed last week, whoops. The last video we talked about that we kind of wanted to hear from you guys, and so we made our own little reader survey, just like Jump, and we got our responses. So we're going to be kind of switching up how we do the podcast and just stuff like that, and kind of moving in a direction where we're just now talking more about other series outside of Jump, as well as kind of just changing a little bit of the flow of how the episodes will go. Obviously, this is going to be like a little bit of a changing period, so it might be a little rough and like less flow as we kind of like adjust the changes. But obviously, as it is, we'll just kind of stick to what we know. And so, what was our favorite chapter from this week? Out of our little Jump.
I believe mine probably had to be Ichinose. It's really blowing it out of the park. I think it's truly awesome every week.
Yeah.
And I think it's just interesting. It's something that you're always looking forward to finding out the next little bit of information.
No, absolutely. It's been really, really good. Key?
This one's kind of a tough one for me. I like Undead and Luck as always every week, but I also kind of found myself liking Blue Box's chapter this week.
Yep.
So I don't know. It's like a toss up between those two, I think.
What
about you,
tough.
Aiden?
It was really tough. This is a really tough, difficult week. There's a lot of good shit. I really want to say Witch Watcher chapter was really, really good, but I'm actually gonna say SakaGOATo Days this week. I loved seeing the flashback. That was actually awesome.
The flashback was sick. For a second, I didn't know it was a flashback, so I thought Akira just looked like fucking insane out of the blue. But we'll talk about that later.
Absolutely. But yeah, I'll run us through the rankings. Obviously, we have like a big piece of news. So like in first place with the lead color was SakaGOATo, and then we had Witch Watch ranking technically first. We had One Piece, Blue Box, My Hero, Roboco, Akane, Black Clover, Undead Unluck, Mashle, Elusive Samurai, Cipher Academy, Ichinose, Fabricant, Mission Yozakura, Ichigoki, Ginka and Luna, Tokyo Demon Bread Story, PPP, and then High School Family Kokusei. And like just starting right from the back here, High School Family Kokusei is over. That's it.
It's crazy.
It just ended so abruptly. Like I don't know if you read the final chapter or not, Trent, but basically the previous chapter is the dad has
It was like a memory loss
thing.
thing.
Like lost his memory and like was like I would never go to high school. So like it was weird that was then they just jump and he's like, oh, never mind, I remember, I'm a high schooler. And,
but then he lost his memory again, but then it took him longer to recover it. They said that afterwards.
And then
but then like this chapter, right?
Then they just jump into like the perspective of somebody else. And they're like
different.
And they want to go to school with their robot, which is weird. But it was good. I don't know, it was an okay ending. I think there's gonna be more chapters in the volume release.
So I'm curious. Since I wasn't caught up, that little like character that was watching the girl, is that an established thing or is that just some random shit that's thrown in there?
What character watching like the girl with the robot?
Yeah.
This is a brand new thing. This is never.
The guy watching her and he's like, "Oh, this is interesting" or something.
Hold on, let me check the chapter. I actually don't think I know what you're talking about. You're probably just talking about
Kataru goes, "Did I imagine that?" And there's like a little guy on his bookshelf watching him.
Oh, I thought that might have been a reference to like Taco P for some reason.
It is not.
I
don't think it's a thing. It's new.
Oh yeah, they never brought that up. I forgot about that. And yeah. Oh, do you know what? It's probably like the cameraman. Like it's almost like his perspective, right? Like it's like the the storyteller's kind of like perspective.
Right.
Because he goes, I'm off to find the next unhappy high schooler, and then it cuts to, because he goes, you're gonna be fine. I'm off to the next unhappy high schooler, and then it's a girl in a very similar situation to what Kotaro was in the beginning.
Right. Talking about series ending, this one's much more of a travesty, I think.
Yeah, this
PvP,
is actually so fucked up.
PvP is ending
Next
chapter,
right?
And we're like
next
in the
chapter.
middle of like this chapter is we're in the middle of an arc. Like we're in the middle of like getting backstory and like build up. So this is gonna wrap in one chapter. How?
Not only that, we haven't seen Lucky which is the main character, in like 6 chapters.
Yep.
And the last thing that we know that happened to him is that his mom died.
And he's grieving.
And he's like, he's at his
And that he's
mom's
grieving.
grave right now. Yeah.
Yeah, he's literally grieving, and that they're like, okay, yeah, there is.
Let's axe it.
Jump is actually fucked
Right.
for this. This is actually fucked. This is like
Main character's grieving. We can't have that. Kill the series.
Shonen means kids, and you're gonna in the kids magazine. You're gonna end the story. He's grieving. That's all there is to life. That's the story. He grieves. It's fucked up, Jump.
But I mean, they've been doing this thing where they like take the series and end it, but then you can still add chapters in the volume.
Yeah.
So
Like it'll get.
Maybe they'll do that.
I kind of hope they do. I think it's necessary almost.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm excited. Like I'm wondering how they finish this series in one chapter. Like I have no clue what they're gonna do.
no idea. I really have no clue because me and Trent were kind of debating over this, but like it seems like they kind of ended the flashback with the teacher, like the music teacher, but also not really.
No,
They
because
could
it
continue that,
continued.
so
It.
it's-
Like it literally became more.
Yeah. So I don't know. If the next chapter opens and we're still in the flashback, then that's gonna really suck. Cause that means Lucky's really not gonna get any screen time
No,
until the
we're
end.
not
of
getting shit with Lucky. Well, it's like, it's weird.
This
but
is all about the teacher now.
It's so crazy that they canceled
it's
these.
me.
They canceled these two, and Tokyo Demon Bread Story and Cipher Academy are still in the magazine. What the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
No, well,
Yeah.
here's the thing about Cipher Academy, right? Like, I don't know if you guys saw that. I mean, we'll get more
Was
into it, right? But
We'll go ahead and talk about it.
or are we doing freeform still?
A little,
Yeah,
yeah,
like,
do a little
let's just
freeform.
Yeah.
Go
All
ahead.
right. Look, Cipher Academy, we all hate it, right? But
It's
it's
just-
not because it's necessarily bad. It's just really hard to understand, and we figured out more on that because recently there was like this interview with like the person that's translating it.
But it's the
right?
official. It was the official person.
Yeah,
like
the
a fan
the official translator says it's like impossible to translate properly, just
Well,
because like
he's done a killer job,
Japanese
like-
honorific. No, he's done a great job. It's just really hard for us to understand, and it's because it wasn't exactly meant to be read in English with all these
So-
puzzles and stuff. It's meant for Japanese.
Motherfucker who wrote this, fuck you. That's what I
we
have to
can't
say.
read it. We can't read it very well. So yeah, I don't know what the future of Cipher Academy is. I don't know if they got like a new translator or something, but like
That'd be crazy if it just ended in the app because they're just done translating.
Well, no, it says new chapter coming in 6 days, so I don't know what the hell they're gonna do. It's gonna come. It's only gonna be. It's like the Japanese.
Well,
Raws.
no, they're ending on chapter 13, this is on chapter 12.
Oh, okay.
yeah, that's crazy.
So
man.
there is still a possibility that they're just like, fuck
But-
translating.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm curious.
It's
to see
so
what they'll do.
crazy. I'm actually like I lost for words like all the crazy stuff that's literally been happening.
Yeah,
within,
what
like,
in
the
it?
past week or
What
so.
like we're getting 2 series canceled back to back, and 2 like long running series that have done really well.
Yeah, normally we like up until this point like this podcast has seen series come and go, but those are the ones that have like just started, and most of the time it's a shame. Other times we couldn't care less, but
we're getting
just
2
a lot.
series canceled that have been running since before we started like this podcast, which is crazy.
Right.
And like High School Family Kokuse is weird because like the mangaka's previous manga, the one that I think was like set in like it was the Dopey Samurai and like in Edo.
Mhm.
That one went on for like I think like almost 300 chapters. That shit like went on for forever. So it's so weird to see this go as well. Yeah, how long did it go on for? I'm curious.
But at least, he went out with a bang because I don't know if you guys saw like all the posts that were made, like shit posts from like the other comedy manga, like the magazine, like Roboco did like a thing with a leg or something and got like an X. Like it was a One Piece reference, but with like her thigh because Roboco. It's hilarious, right? And I think Mashle got one as well. I don't remember, but it was just a nice way to see them off. I wish more creators did that.
But yeah,
at least from what we could see.
This manga, because his other manga ran for 300 chapters. So it's...
Well, I'm sorry to see it go. I wonder if PPP will get a new series. Maybe try again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
What would you want to see it do? The career for PPP. Like, what kind of story would you like to see?
Literally anything interesting, because I think he has a really knack for interesting characters.
Yeah, and
I really just want to see his character development go.
So he's a really amazing mangaka. Like I'm actually I think the PPP one hurts so much more. It's like, what the fuck?
I think this is the most I've been against something being axed.
Well, and it's so abrupt too, especially like over with things still like Tokyo, Demon Bread Story, and like Cipher Academy in the magazine.
Well,
Cipher Academy still has the freedom, right? But it's like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And like PPP, though, PP has been like ranking like really low lately, like really, really low. And like,
but I don't know. Tokyo Demon Bread looks like it's wrapping up. I know you guys haven't really been paying much attention to it recently, but just from what I've read, like they're going into the final arc already because what is it? Fucking Monica got taken back to Otherworld or something, and it's just what the whole series was built up to. So I see it ending really soon as well, which is good because it's garbage. It needs to go. Genki and Luna though.
It's also ranking really low.
It's ranking really low. But because of these being canceled, I'm curious to see if it'll make the next wave of manga, and we'll see if it'll survive. I'm curious. But it's been, the story wise, it's been really good. Like I'm loving this arc. I think they're dragging the fight a little, but like I'm enjoying it. And yeah, Ichigoki has not failed to be funny. It is funny every fucking chapter.
It's always funny.
It's insane.
It's good.
It's actually probably the best gag manga. Yozakura had a solid chapter. That was actually not bad. I feel like the villain is like more refined. I
actually really like this chapter. The villain, he actually had a good moment. It made the previous villains kind of feel less bullshit, I feel. He also has like a super menacing panel at the very start. It's an entire page of just his face looking creepy as fuck. And it's like almost perfect.
I'm gonna pull it up right now.
Yeah,
but no, I agree with you.
But between him and then kind of like Tsubomi talking, it really makes, like, I think the whole entire Momo arc, we thought Momo was stupid, and then we were tired of him. That arc still sucks, but this moment kind of made me feel like Momo maybe wasn't.
Well, I think it's like
a god-awful fucking villain. Maybe.
I don't know that I always love the whole, like I don't know how long Yozakura's gonna run for, but I don't know that I always love the whole, but it was actually this villain behind the scenes the whole time. Because I think it's kind of like, I don't know, like I love the concept of working towards a goal, but like if the twist isn't as impactful, where I'm kind of on it's like in a weird field for me, where I'm like okay with it, like I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. So
yeah. And that's a gripe. If there's a villain behind this guy, I think I truly hate this series.
If there's any way
they have to make an end game.
If Asa's dad is the actual true villain, I think I might just stop reading it, because that would be so stupid.
It was actually the car that almost killed him.
Right.
That was the real villain all along.
Because we've gone from there's another spy that's like that knows Tayo's past, and that was an arc, but he knew the actual true villain, and he knew Tayo's history, and then that was Kawashita, and then Kawashita was actually trying to help, kind of, and then through his like fucked up test subjects, and then the true villain was Momo, and then he was actually fighting against Asa, and it's just a bunch of stuff in a row that's just
Well, and it just kind of makes
Oh, and then they also introduced the like 7 heads of the
family.
And we thought they were going to be the villains.
Just to kill them off.
But then,
yeah.
They kill them off
Kyotaro
so
kills
fast.
them all at once. It's
Which
just
is like, I feel like the manga is constantly reaching heights, but then it's like, how do you surpass this? And it just makes it feel like more BS'd every moment, right?
I definitely think that them tying so much to this family, like Kawashita was tied to the family. Momo's tied to the family, obviously. Asa's tied to the family. All of these villains are too ingrained to the family, where a lot of my favorite arcs from early on really fleshed out the idea of the spy world, where we really haven't seen anything of the spy world since the
earlier chapters. Right?
Well, even we got like a glimpse of it, and I think we were all kind of excited for it when they introduced the S rank spies. But that was immediately shafted by them saying, hey, Momo has to be taken care of by the Yozakura family and the Yozakura family alone.
Yeah.
So we instantly lose all those characters that were introduced.
Yeah.
And they were essentially used for a gag for like 5 chapters maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird because it puts like the manga in a really weird spot. I don't know. Like it's like it's weird, right?
It is really weird. It is. It kind of just feels like it has no end goal.
Or like the because the Momo arc already had the point where the siblings fight each other, which is like already like a really like high storytelling point. But that like I also think that didn't deliver well. Like I don't think the concept's there, but it just
it's been done better before.
It was
sure.
It did not land well. It was not executed super good. But yeah, I mean, onto a manga that like does the exact opposite, is having a villain right from the start, and I really love its build. And holy shit, was these last 2 chapters have been fucking amazing.
Fabricant 100 has had.
Or sorry, I actually jumped to Elusive, but we're gonna talk about Fabricant because I'm a gorilla.
I mean, we're about to see around anyways. We're going freeform, right?
I'm really liking the point where Fabricant is, because like I love the I love the concept that like. Because I think he's gonna dislike that he was used in this fight. I think he's really gonna be like, I'm not for it, you fucking assholes. And that'll be like... I think he's proving that the Fabricants are more like human-esque. And like they might. And I feel like at a point it'll be 100 has like emotions. Maybe like 100 develops emotions.
I gathered the exact opposite from you.
You think? That's
yes. Fun. The whole to me, that whole entire arc that we just had was showing that even though we thought that Roxy might have like a symbiotic relationship with this Fabricant. Yeah. The Fabricant, the moment that she was able to
find a better
host or like something, she immediately stabs Roxy in the back. Yeah. And Roxy even has flashbacks where the Fabricant faked being sympathetic. Yeah. So I think the takeaway is that Shibi can't trust Fabricants at all, and he's reminded that Fabricant 100 is truly a monster.
Yeah. Which is good. I'm liking that they're reinforcing that because I remember, Trent, you said this like at the beginning. They cannot make her a good guy. They cannot make her
don't
like,
want Fabricant 100 to be a good guy ever.
No, we have to have that looming threat on us at all times because I think that's one of the most enticing parts of the whole story. It's just this looming threat at all times. Like, it's right there in your face, you know? So, yeah, I agree.
I'm curious to how, like, where the border to, like, shonen seinen that the series will go. Because I think, like, as a shonen manga, I think it will have the line at the end, she was actually, like, she develops human emotion. And she understands and sympathy, and she doesn't need the power anymore. Because there is no other Fabricants to compete with. And so something like that, right? I think that might be in there. But I also love the concept that this manga is like super morbid. Motherfucker has 6 toes in the end of the chapter, and
they did draw someone with 6 toes.
Maybe he
AIR for the win.
Maybe he's maybe he's a Fabricant.
I think he just enjoys AI art.
Fabricant 15. That's me. It's me. I'm Fabricant 15. All right, let's move on. Ichinose, Family Sins. That one. Let's talk about that. That was good. As always, I think.
That's what I'm saying.
Ichigose. There you go.
I'm loving how depressed this family is.
It's fucked.
That's a nice way to say it, Trent.
This manga is actually so fucked up. Like it is getting. I think it's more dark than like. I think like contextually, it is darker than like, or almost than. What?
Just say it, bro.
Do you think in Takapi?
Takapi, yeah. I actually couldn't remember.
I think.
How are
I
they
think
getting
the only
away with
thing that
this?
makes me not say that is that Takapi involves child suicide.
Well, yeah. But that
So,
that was
like-
more of like a gut punch. Like, ooh, watch this. We're gonna show you something really dramatic. But this is like more like morbid. Like I think it is like in like context where it's like they're just. I think. Like the children dying, that's fucked in one way, but I think it's like more. This is more torture, like along the ride.
I don't know if I agree with you. I think there's major themes of abuse in Takapi that aren't necessarily covered here.
See, that's also the other answer. That's all the other thing is like we also don't know how deep this runs. Where I was thinking like if this is just. We're on like family member 3, and their thing is infidelity.
Mm-hmm.
Like the second daughter, like the daughter was being like
groomed.
Yeah,
literally groomed.
Yeah.
So it's like what like the grandpa is in like is it Yakuza or something? Like it's like what like where does it? Because I feel like the extremities are only gonna go up.
Yeah.
No, they are. But how do you jump from like bullying to straight up grooming? Like that's
right.
That's like one extreme to like the very very next.
And I think this is like there's a lot to be said in this, and I like also think it's like really really creepy. Like I think it's the layer of like not knowing, and then not knowing who to trust.
Also, this new father is getting creepier and creepier by the second.
Yeah, he's like remembering the truth behind the accident is going to break your family apart.
Also, I just want to like
And
say that the McDonald's allegations have like grown to an extreme measure with this. Like, are we sure that the wife is an American or something? 'Cause she's just having like this love-hate relationship with McDonald's, and I relate to that.
Yeah, like I also like I think it's so crazy, because she was like, it's so like it's so weird. Like the layers to this is weird because like she knew he was cheating this whole time, and so that her memory is the whole. He has
her memory is being jogged by
all
the
the
timeline
food.
being reset. Her memory's getting jogged by the timeline getting reset, and then this guy literally just lives with the second family that he had.
Yeah, that's all.
Which is insane.
Yeah, it's really good. The layers of like
what's like the. Sorry, go ahead.
I think like the layers of the storytelling here is like really well done. I'm really excited to see like what the end goal or like the answer is. I don't see this going for like 100 chapters. I feel like it ends like around like 80. I don't think it's gonna be a super long one. What do you like? Especially after like Takapi, like I don't think it's gonna be stupid long.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
No, Takapi was like 17 or something, wasn't it?
16.
Yeah, 16 chapters,
16,
but at like 50 pages a pop. And I think they got shorter as they went on, right?
Yeah.
But this is a weekly serialization, so you gotta imagine it takes at least like double that to tell the story. But no, I overall like really enjoy it. I'm enjoying the mystery. I'm still just wondering how they're getting away with this. Same thing with Fabricant 100. Like I don't know how they're doing this in a magazine that's meant for like a certain age group that's like from like 5 to like 12 or something.
I think as Japan gets more and more depressed, the kids are probably maturing faster.
Okay.
I think
we'll say that.
I think because I know like Japan's like biggest problem right now is that people aren't having enough kids, and so what they're trying to do, what Ichinose is trying to do, is they're trying to to push them to cheat, and that cheating is cool.
Cheating's cool because now you can have 2 families.
You can have
double
2
the
families
kids.
if there's an accident that relapses your memory, and infinite McDonald's. You could live in a room with McDonald's.
Infinite McDonald's.
They're gonna start like an ad campaign. They're gonna be like, remember how cool Part 4 of JoJo's is? That doesn't happen without affairs.
On both sides, you could be a serial killer living in someone else's house, or Josuke Higashikata could exist. But on the other side of it, Elusive Samurai, like both this chapter and last chapter, have been fucking incredible. Like, the payoff for this manga is like actually, is actually been like really, really good. Like,
it's been insane. I made it.
I feel like this is like a really amazing apexing point for like right on the brink of chapter 100. Like, I feel like we're seeing like a lot of climax right before like probably the final fight. Like, I feel like chapter 120, this manga is done. So we're out of here. Like,
yeah, just like with Assassination Classroom, you know, it's gonna be sort of short lived, but it will ultimately be like a well-rounded, complete story.
Mm-hmm. I think this has like lower points. I don't know, because like I'm reading this weekly. Like, I think if I read Assassination Classroom weekly, I feel the very same way as I do about this one. But I think like when you look back at like its arcs as a whole, they're like really, really well done. And I think like the tactical aspect and like some of the war tactics can become a little confusing, obviously, because I don't understand Japanese war tactics. But I think other than that,
you just need to understand like strategy.
Well, yeah,
I guess like kind of know what the map means is the toughest part, but then everything else is just like, hey, my numbers are bigger than yours.
I do love when Elusive Samurai boils it down to, hey, this guy's army is bigger.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I understand that number, bigger, better. Let's go.
It's like the Japanese little game that you could play on Street Pass on the 3DS.
No one cares about Street Pass. Shut the fuck up.
Fuck you, Trent.
It's 2023, Aiden.
We're gonna go play Melee after this. Obscure ass game.
All right, yeah.
But yeah, no. Last chapter was also like really amazing too. Like the last chapter I think had some of the most like satisfaction the entire series has seen. The amazing color page, and then he's off and he's like finally returns.
Yeah.
Also, we get the Triforce. This is actually in the world of Zelda. It's actually insane.
Wait, next chapter? Chapter 100, he pulls the Master Sword. He finished all 3 dungeons, and he's gonna pull the Master Sword next chapter.
It's actually a trailer for Tears of the Kingdom. It's crazy.
This is just how the Tears of the Kingdom is gonna go in the game itself. It's just this.
Zelda theorists are losing their mind over... Zelda theorists can't explain this one.
Yeah, no. Keeping with the good chapters, Mashle, awesome as always. Just killing it with the arts, killing it with the action and the comedy, as always. You know.
Also,
he's dead. He fucking died. Like,
he did die.
I like that. Like I love the standard of shonen. My Hero does this. The internet wants to fucking kill the mangaka. Mash does this, and everyone's like, "Let's go, baby!" He lost his heart. It's gonna be back next chapter for sure.
No, he will be.
It's awesome.
He can last. He said you can last 5 minutes without your heart or something like that.
Mash losing his heart is different than a certain character losing his heart, because it's gonna be funny when Mash comes back and it's just some insane shit that happens because he's so fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But when My Hero does it, it's like, nah, they should just be dead. Like, that shit just pisses me off.
No, it's because Mash is Mash and My Hero is My Hero.
Yeah, right. Mash is just better, actually. My Hero sucks, Mash was better.
It's just better.
So true.
Yeah, I also like the art again. We got fucking Sephiroth as our villain here. 2-winged angel.
Also, he's the Giga Chad. He has eyes on his chest instead of nipples.
Wait, really?
Yeah, he has 5 eyes on his chest.
Mm-hmm.
No
I didn't
nipples
look at
though.
Yeah, I like his design. It's very like I think
is-
it's like it's very generic like fantasy final boss, but I think
It's
it's
a generic
also
demon lord.
it's also sick. Like it looks cool. Like there's a reason we see this trope. It's awesome.
You think this is generic? You should read Black Clover though. Um,
Look, I'm not saying it's not generic. I'm just saying it's a generic look. You know.
no, it is for sure generic. I think it fits the world though, because it's
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. It doesn't
yeah,
care.
it's
Yeah, no, I think Mash like knows very well what it is doing.
I'm always digging Black
Um,
Wings though.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Fallen angel motif going on.
Yes, sir.
I'm done. Look, I won't waste a ton of time because Aiden gave me the no to discuss the entire plot of the chapter kind of deal. But I'll give you the rundown. It's basically just it's good, as always. They're still doing what they were doing before with the war. And
well, when we started this podcast, you were like, it's ending soon. It's ending like really soon. It's been like 30 chapters since we said that.
Well, I said it was ending soon, but it was because I wasn't sure if they were actually gonna make it. Right? It was like they're on the precipice of defeat. Right? They're like right there. They could win or lose. If they win, then it could go on. If they lose, it ends here. Right? It could keep going. Honestly, right now it's just kind of bringing back all these characters that we knew from the start and giving them more backstory, more like focus,
Mm-hmm.
and then just making them better. It's honestly so good. It makes the whole series that much better just from this arc, you know?
So
Because you actually get well-written characters now, you know?
I think this is also the closest it's had for color pages. I think. Oh no, there was a double
has it
issue.
been a while?
It's been quite a long time since like I think it like
Yeah.
quite like early. It's hasn't got so many color
Yeah.
pages, which is good. It's doing
You know,
well.
it's ranking like decently well. Like I'm
Mhm.
proud of it. It's right there in the middle.
But
right there needs
I
to
remember
be.
when we started, it was often pretty far back, and
Yeah,
Mhm.
we even thought it was like going to get axed sometimes.
Yeah, but no, it's coming back. I'm telling you, this arc is good. You guys genuinely, like, I think you should read it, even if you just need to get to this part. So I think it makes it
Right.
that much better. All right. Okay.
So,
Cool.
I do have a question. Like,
yeah.
in Yozakura family, I think we all agree that if there's an arc after this current arc, it will suck. The series just sucks after
Yeah.
that.
Mm.
Do you think Undead and Luck is in that scenario, or could it realistically go on and have some new conflict? And
No.
that like
just
doesn't
not
feel
make
like
sense?
it's being dragged.
Right.
No, I don't think so because we've actually already seen what the end looks like, and they're just on a loop. So they're gonna get back to that point,
Okay.
and this time they're gonna win because I mean they have to. Otherwise it'd be all for nothing, and they just die. I mean, how much higher can you
think-
go than God?
Do you think it would
Literally.
feel cheap if they break the loop and there's a new problem?
If there's a new problem, yes, but I think the goal is to break the loop
Okay.
by killing God. So
Okay, sounds good.
it really is good. I genuinely do enjoy it. I'm not just saying that because it's like one of the only series I have going for me still that I talk about with so much compassion and love. But it's genuinely fun. I like it. I like it a lot. Just for this arc alone, like I recommend it. Black Clover.
Are they just in
I
Japan
can't
now? Are they just in
They
Japan?
are just in Japan.
They are just in Japan. Yeah.
Ah,
This backstory is actually kind of good.
I'll be honest. I mostly just skimmed the backstory because I don't know this character's name.
It's
If I'm being-
the I don't know the characters who its backstory is. But it's also a backstory of Yoryoku. No, not Yoryoku. That's the name of the Japanese magic.
Yeah.
Yosuga. No,
yeah.
damn it. Yosuga's the guy that's having the flashback. Whatever,
It's
the Shogun.
guy-
Whoever the
yeah,
Shogun is,
Yeah, the Shogun. Yeah. Yeah.
it talks about his backstory, and it fucking rules. And I actually respect him as a character because before I thought he was just kind of like a cool guy with an eye patch, but now he's a cool guy with a backstory that I like. I kind of still don't care about
Yeah.
Black Clover, but it's kind of
It's just
doing
in-
what it
it's in
always
a
does,
lull
which
point.
is kind of just action that's kind of cool to watch or read.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is. And I mean, I'm not gonna complain on it for doing what it's been up until this point. So just keep doing what you're doing, Black Clover.
Yeah, it delivers exactly what you expect. So it's impossible to be disappointed. Like sometimes JJK like disappoints the fuck out of me. Black Clover has never done that. I've known exactly what Black Clover delivers for like all 300 chapters, or almost 400, right?
Yeah, it's getting
or
there.
350. But it's never disappointed me except for one arc kind of dragged, but
yeah,
it is what it is. You can't be goated forever.
You can't
be
no.
goated forever.
And I think it will pick up eventually, like once it gets back on its feet and brings the cast back.
Once
But
they
right
get
now,
out of
it's really
stupid ass Japan, I can't wait. I'm kidding.
No, it's because he has to beat the allegations, right? Because he started the Japan arc as Wano was ending. So it was just like.
I promise I wasn't copying One Piece. I swear.
No, but the latest chapter 2, like they were. Oh wait, no wait, shit. I think that's leaks. Never mind. I'm not gonna say that. I was like, wait, is that
when
in this
Black
chapter?
Clover has a futuristic island that they go to, it's gonna be crazy.
No. I was just
They're going to Roboland.
I was literally just about to start talking about leaks because something happened in the new where they're saying he's copying Naruto now.
Such a great vegetable.
Yeah. What?
Leaks.
Oh yes, leaks. That's vegetable. Leak Samurai, right, Aiden?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Roboco is like.
We skipping
Akane? Oh, Akane.
He did skip Akane to go to trash.
I do. Akane was killer. I keep doing this. Akane was like kind of sick this week. I don't know. It's like obviously now it's more between arcs, like a little. Like,
it is between arcs, but
Akane
get the country
fucking
girl back.
Killing. Yeah, she was being taught by, or she's being taught by, Urusei, which is crazy. Not seeing Urusei playing the pool that I want to see her playing, but that's okay.
No, it's cool. I think it's good to bringing back the rivals because I honestly wasn't sure when we were going to see them again.
Yeah,
between
seeing the one comedian guy during Zenza Banashi training,
yeah,
I believe. I honestly thought that they were kind of getting set on the back burner.
Yeah,
but
now they're just bringing back. Leave it to the goat, Akane Banashi. Just keep that character consistency going.
Also, we definitely have like a set rivalry between Akane and Kaisei now, which we kind of already had that, but it's definitely set in stone. Akane certainly has a goal where overcoming Kaisei is definitely needed for her to achieve what she wants in life.
Yeah, I agree. It's nice. But for the longest time, I thought her goal was literally just to like prove that she could do it.
Well, this is the stepping stone to that goal. Like, there's more of like a path, you know. Like, there's more like checkpoints to that goal because that's a part of it, right? Like, he's probably like the best currently of their generation.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. So yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. Whatever Akane's got going on. Just keep on giving us more. I got no complaints.
Not exactly.
I don't think anyone does. Roboco good, I guess. I forget what happened in this chapter. I need to look.
Probably knees related, maybe.
It's crazy
no,
to
it was
see. Roboco's so consistently like high these days. Like, it's barely like. It like,
sold 1 million copies just recently.
Oh yeah, that makes sense though.
Here, let me pull it up. Yeah, literally the color page is 1 million copies sold. That's awesome. It was just like they're bringing back like an ongoing story with Roboco having like a dark past in the military or something, and
I thought this was actually really funny. Now I'm re-looking at this. She uses Gorilla Gachi, like the little short dude, to literally beat the shit out of the people that she's fighting. They're like a robot army that's rising up or something. I don't know. It's funny. It's good. I don't know. And she's a Vegeta move, Final Flash. So that's cool.
She also loses weight when she does it.
Yeah, no. So whenever she uses too much power, she goes into her slim mode, her cute mode. I don't know. That's
her SakaGOATo.
Yeah, she is just SakaGOATo. That's crazy.
She's been doing it. I mean, yeah, they've been in the magazine just about as long, right? Her and SakaGOATo.
Yeah.
So yeah.
SakaGOATo came out 20 weeks after Roboco, approximately.
You want to talk about SakaGOATo? Because, I mean, we're already on the subject.
Yeah, I mean...
It's just worse Roboco, honestly.
Truthfully. Especially this chapter, like, oh my god. We're doing flashbacks just like Roboco. No, it was actually so
Going
sick
flashbacks just like my grandpa.
What happened in this week's document? Like, it's been so long.
It was a flashback.
We got insight on Akira, Nagumo, and Sakamoto in their high school days.
It was because it was because Sakamoto was telling Shin about how he met Slur for the first time.
Yeah, they threw down too, right? Like, was that last chapter or was that this chapter?
That was
they were just like they were fighting.
Last chapter they or like 2 chapters ago they were actually fighting each other.
Yep.
Which is so hype.
And then Shun kind of showed that like maybe he's not as far behind as we thought.
Yeah, no, he's like actually gotten so strong, especially from the start.
Exactly.
I'm so happy they brought the sniper dude back, dude. Like he's gonna like
Sket.
participate in this mission and stuff. Yeah, he was a good character. Like I liked him a lot when they introduced him. So
I realized how much I liked all of their their dynamic, and I'm like super glad they're kind of pushing to like be bringing them back. But yeah, no, I actually am really excited for the direction. Like, I feel like Sakamoto is, like, really well put together. Like, I feel like... I'm curious to see, because I feel like we're going to continue in this backstory little arc for a little bit, and I think we're going to see a little more about him.
Like, what his relation to X is and why he has such, like, a... I don't know.
I'm hoping, like, he's, like, a really, really good villain. Because I think that'd probably make, like, Sakamoto, like, probably, like, the perfect anime, or perfect manga. Like,
also, Slur being introduced to where they kind of just bump into him and they're like, "Oh, what's up? What do you want?" And then he's the
nerd, dude. He is the nerd in the class that got like oppressed as a kid, and he's gonna come back and he's like, "Now I'm the bully." It's that kind of backstory.
Don't come to school tomorrow. Or maybe with his name, he's like, "I'm gonna get racist." And they named himself Slur.
He got
which
outed.
Is a really questionable name.
Yeah, he got outed for throwing slurs on Xbox Live. So he's mad. He wants to get revenge for being expelled.
Dude played too much Call of Duty.
Oh man, all right, I like all these backstories a lot more than whatever he's gonna come up with.
Speaking of Call of Duty, Taiki looks like he played Modern Warfare too much when he was younger.
Yeah,
and that's why he plays badminton all the time. His mom was like, "You got to get off Xbox Live."
Yep.
This was a really cute chapter. This was actually I always love reading Blue Box because it's cute. Taiki's gonna win the ticket. He's gonna watch Chinatsu.
Yes, sir.
I don't know, man, because something tells me something's gonna go wrong because something has to go wrong. But then he's gonna go anyways, like buy a ticket or something, and something's gonna happen where it's just like it's gonna be embarrassing for him. And he's gonna end up running away.
Well, he's not trying to get the ticket for himself. He's trying to get it for Yumeka.
Yeah.
No,
Natsu, right?
I think like it's very much in favor because it's not like they're playing a match. Taiki, I think, like, works so hard. I think, like, he does just win. Like, I think straight up, like, he...
Well, they did mention that maybe the competition they chose is not really in Taiki's favor on maybe a strength that he would train for badminton.
Mm-hmm.
Because...
Yeah.
What do they... It's... did they just do the sprints where you go back and forth on the
Yeah,
basketball
it's
court?
suicide mines is what they're doing.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Like, literally, this guy's probably done that in basketball practice every day of his life.
Yeah.
Like the point is that he's like not he isn't running as much as like this guy does. Like Taiki doesn't do that.
I
That's not
still
what
have my money
it's
on
about.
Taiki. Like I think just like the way he trains, and like also the way this guy's just such like a cocky bastard. I think it's kind of the way.
I do think Taiki also. There's two things. Taiki either has to win because otherwise the whole Yumeka
Arc is
storyline
just-
stops in its
Yeah,
tracks for no
literally.
reason.
Well, not
Or-
entirely, because then we have the other interaction that happened in this chapter where they bumped into each other. But I think it would like fast track the story arc way
Right.
more.
Mhm.
Interesting thing that could also happen is Taiki loses, but Yumeka goes anyways,
Yeah.
like on her own accord,
Yeah.
which would also be interesting.
I think it would make it.
I don't know. I got my money on him losing, but we'll see next chapter. Like, if you guys want to throw your bets out here, like, who's winning the race?
We're taking bets.
We're taking bets.
We're taking bets. Give us your money.
Money pool. PayPal at
Comment below.
at
who wins, like you're the other guy.
TrentSdumptruck.com.
All right. Yep. Blue box is good. This is why I was saying, like, it genuinely put me in contention with Undead Unluck being my favorite chapter this week. It was
I'm
good.
talking a little bit about 1PP. A little 1PP.
Can we get my hero out of the way first?
Did we talk
Yeah.
about My Hero? Go ahead, talk about My Hero.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
talk about my hair.
Ah.
I just want to get out of the way. What do we gotta say about this, Trent?
Tokuyami's reaction to Hawks being impersonated by the girl is absolutely fucking hilarious.
Yep. So hilarious. He made his PFP. Go to.
Yeah, so hilarious that I did make it my profile picture. We get the return of these students from the high school from that one exam. I don't care about them. They haven't been in the story for ages.
Yeah.
Much like many of the characters that are being reintroduced to the story. But
Yeah, I forgot they existed.
I did forget they exist. Although Wind Guy is actually hype. I think he's a really fun character. So
Yeah, no.
I'm excited to see him back.
But
We get
what about,
Labrava
like,
being Labrava.
What about the girl Cammy? Is that her name? Like the person in like the jumpsuit with like the police cap thing. What's her name?
Cammy.
She's also from it. Is it not Cammy? No. I don't know.
Maybe? I don't know. I
Whatever.
don't know this girl's
I thought
name.
that was her name, but I forget. She just like starts saying stuff like "no cap" and
I
stuff.
did
Is that
I
is
did
that
see
translator
people-
or
I did see people say that this translation is bad, but then I also saw people say anyone that thinks this is bad is stupid. So,
it's probably
my
not an
understanding
accurate
of it
translation,
is
but
that
it's like
my understanding of it is that the original Japanese uses similar vernacular of just like hip kind of
slang.
slang. And then in the Japanese, there is the same joke of in the author comments, the author eventually gets annoyed with having to translate her slang. So apparently it is just supposed to be cringe. I think
okay.
that is the point of it. That's what I gathered, because I think a bunch of people's fan translation from like when the chapter probably got leaked said like twink or something, which is interesting. So I don't know.
MHA fans, are you doing okay? Like more okay than usual?
They're obviously not. I think we've known for a while that they're mentally ill.
For years.
Jeez. All right, yeah. We done?
We also
Okay.
Manga
Okay.
Panel also provides therapy. So if you're a My Hero fan, reach out to TrentSdumptruck.com.
Or join our Discord
Where
server.
we can
where
talk.
we show you my ass and then you feel happier.
You feel happier and you think more about Trent's ass and less about My Hero.
This is the best.
We show you what
episode.
an ass of someone that's of age looks like.
Okay, we're going there.
But
then.
you have to show us. But you have to show us your ID first.
Okay.
Or
what are you
there are legal
Loopholes? What are you trying to get around?
legal documents that need to be signed first.
One Piece.
I don't really want to, because why are the pacifistas all 12?
What?
They're all
The
children.
pacifistas.
Oh, little babies.
Oh.
Little baby
We're
boa.
talking about the Seraphim.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
One Piece needs to fuck off. Quit making new shit.
Quit making new shit. Quit being
Well, I
innovative.
think I think it's like a
Innovative.
rectangle and square scenario where all the seraphims are pacifistas, but not all pacifistas are
Seraphims.
seraphims.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking Christ.
I don't know.
Um,
I always think One Piece is good, but it's just not as enjoyable as it was as a binge. We
Yeah.
already established that though.
cool stuff
Um,
happens.
We also maybe are getting. I'm sure someone has already read the next chapter already, but we, or at least I haven't. So we possibly get a Luffy, Zoro, Rob Lucci, and then
Pinocchio.
Kaku team up.
Well,
which is
exciting.
I saw a leak for next chapter, and it's fuck. I don't know what happens next chapter, but it's probably gonna be a good one. So can't wait to see that in 5 weeks.
5 weeks.
I don't know.
5
Oh.
weeks.
Oda just writes when he feels like it.
Dude, this man's on the grind constantly. Don't disrespect Oda like that. Come on.
He'd be sleeping in. He hits snooze on his alarm a couple times.
He earned it.
He earned it.
Not after
Like 20
Wano, bro.
years
Get
to
back
this.
to work.
What? Wano's way better if you binge it. Actually, I actually enjoyed Wano so much, and I thought you were a whiny baby, Aiden. But
Thank you.
while reading it, I could tell, like, when I was reading it, and there's the whole ice demon thing with Chopper, I was like, damn, if I was reading this weekly, I would be shooting myself.
Mm-hmm.
The Isoni like disease thing that Queen does.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was awful.
Mm.
King
Agreed.
King is actually the worst part, or not King. Sorry. Queen is the
Queen,
worst part of
yeah.
Wano for sure.
Yeah.
And Kaido.
But he's actually also kind of goated in the anime. I don't know if you guys seen it, but his
I
dance
did see
sequence
his
is awesome.
like little song with the poo.
The
and it is adorable.
That shit's awesome. I love that. They went all out with the
One Piece
animation for
anime do keep taking like 3 panels and making it a whole episode.
that. No, they do. They do. That's why I just kind of like leave it running in the background while I read something or do something else. But it's still good.
fucking, all the Sket Dan fans came out of the woodworks and voted for Witch Watch this week, because, like, holy shit. It's been ranking... Actually, it's been long before. It's been, like, ranking, like, top 10 for, like... Top 5 for, like, quite a while now.
Yeah.
Yeah, all
I
3
think this
Sket
is-
Dance fans came out of the woodworks.
It's 4 weeks in a row. It's top 5, which is actually crazy. It's been really good, though, and obviously
It
now...
deserves it for sure.
like, it was... I love this one. It was, like, really funny, too. Like, I actually liked it. And we had this... Key brought this up, like, a couple... Like, really early into the podcast. He's like, what about the stone? There you go, Key. You're happy.
Yeah, no, I was worried about that, man. Like, I'm glad that they brought it back and they like let us know what the progress in that whole thing was, and
Well, there, like,
I
the,
also-
the
it was-
progress
it
was that there's no progress because Nico's just the goat, and we don't have to worry with her.
no, we don't possibly, but all these like little slice of life chapters leading up to like the final fight that we're gonna get, because this
Which
is still
is
like
next
self-contained
week.
within. Yeah, we're getting it within the self-contained story, but having little slice of life bits thrown in between, it's gonna have some kind of effect on the story. I think something's gonna happen with the gem where they're gonna use Nico's power. Because why do you think they want Nico, or why do you think they're trying to get to her? They need her for something, because
Mm-hmm.
she's like the witch of 100 or something like that.
Thousands or
I don't remember.
1,000.
Yeah,
It's a
thousands.
Bigger number,
Yeah.
actually.
Bigger number.
Bigger number, yeah.
Which
And
is
I'm
10,000s.
liking that. I will agree that Witch Watch has been one of my favorite things to look forward to reading every week with this current arc. It's because I like the long story arcs and I like the overarching story stuff. So if they just do this more often instead of just doing spells of the week, I think I'd be on the Witch Watch hype train all the time, you know?
Mhm.
But yeah, no, right now it's really, really good. I'm a big fan. It made me want to read Sket Dance. All right, which
Yeah.
is saying something.
Well, I went
I'll
and
try
did
it.
just that. With
Yeah.
that being said, we can just start talking about everything.
Oh, yeah, good. We can talk about more stuff. Good. All right.
Yeah, I started reading Sket Dance. Like, obviously, it was right before the Sket Dance chapter happened, and like it's like really good. It's very similar. I think it's more similar to like Gintama, but I think like the crossover chapter for Witch Watch like worked really really well.
It was a really good.
Well, that's
story.
also like that same era, isn't it? Because I mean, Gintama and Sket Dance were like kind of in the magazine at the same time.
They were for quite some time because I think like Shinohara worked on Gintama as an assistant for a good amount of time, and then started doing Sket Dance, and so they ran in the magazine for a while at the same time.
Yeah, there you go.
Which is sick. But yeah, it's neat. I wonder though, like too with this, like I wonder how close we are to like Witch Watch, like ending, or like if. But it like obviously he said like he's just gonna keep writing weekly. But when he's done this, he's done writing weekly. Period.
Yeah, we'll miss him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think it's cool. Like Sket Dance is like solid. I've only read like a couple. Like I've literally only read 3 chapters, including the one shot, which is mandatory to reading the rest of it because they did that a lot back then. But no, it's like really good. I actually enjoyed it a lot. I think it might be funny, or I don't know. I think the sense of humor was like way more crude in the early 2000s.
I will say.
Well, no, it has its own style. Like you can tell it's a 2000s manga just by its style and like its jokes and shit. Like it stands out. Where are we seeing Trent?
I think I could easily imagine Sket Dance maybe being funnier. I think I don't exactly know the structure.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of chapters of Witch Watch where he maybe didn't have as much inspiration, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Where I feel like if you're writing Sket Dance and it's one of your first manga and you have a lot of ideas for like wacky scenarios, I think maybe you're hitting more often than not.
Well, and especially like right
also
off the
if you're
heels,
writing for 300 chapters, like you have to be funny.
And like I think and then right off the heels of Gintama too, like he literally went from the editorial desk of Gintama, published his one shot, and then got into serialization. So like I think like and like Gintama being the way it is, I think they're more like akin to each other. But also we were talking about this, like we've been seeing on the Viz app a lot more new series. We've just gotten 2 different series that we all thought Jiangshi X was a part of Weekly Shonen Jump because they publish it Sundays, which it isn't. I do want to. I read that shit like it was Weekly Shonen Jump, and then realized this is not Weekly Shonen Jump. And then now today we got Beat in Motion, which was really good. Very
recommended by Trent.
Yeah, very Bakuman akin. Like it was very similar that way.
Dude, I was getting back vibes for like the middle of it. I don't know. It's like a mix between the two.
It can't be Beck because these characters are likable. So
you shut your mouth, bro. You shut your mouth. Beck is amazing.
No, Beck, I enjoyed it. I do hate all of the characters though.
It's like we're for a little more context, we're all watching Beck together. We were like 7 episodes.
We're
in.
We're
like 7 or 8 episodes in. What are we? 6 episodes. Okay.
Take that back.
And it's really slow. I don't like Beck is kind of like a cult classic. It's like really slow.
Yeah.
It better fucking pick up soon. I'm not watching 10 more episodes of this guy getting sworn out in English.
It could also be the adaptation. Like, the manga could be a lot better. Probably.
Well, no, apparently it's a fucking masterpiece. So I trust people. I haven't finished it yet, so I trust that it is good.
Yeah.
But currently we're 7 episodes in, and the main character has so little backbone that I want to shove my hand up his ass and give him one. Because Jesus Christ.
That's a minor, bro.
Well, I'll fucking beat his ass then. He pisses me off.
Let's go back to topic, I guess, because I feel like that's my fault. But
you said one of my trigger words. Sorry.
That's my fault. Beat in Motion is really, really good. We literally all just finished reading it today because it came out today.
We were reading
right?
it like right before we started recording. Yeah, it's really cool. The art's really good. It seems very like it's kind of a little depressing, but like in a way, it's really good. I obviously, if you know,
It's relatable.
if you've been watching enough episodes, we like our fucking our goddamn arts mangas. Trent is trying not to shit himself right now.
I'm sorry. Aiden said it's depressing, and Key on reaction said it's relatable. Which just made me feel bad for my dear friend.
And so out of pity for your dear friend, you started giggling uncontrollably.
Look, I mean, it's relatable in the sense from like a creative standpoint, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're trying to be creative in like whatever field you're in, and you want to make it and stuff and be famous or like make it big or whatever, it can be hard when you don't see results right away, and then you kind of like get into this hole of like, oh, I'm not good enough. What's up with these talented people? You see talented people getting all the love and like respect or whatever. But then like at the end, he gets like this sudden burst of like followings because he goes back to his original passion, which was animation, and he just makes it just blows up. He gets acknowledged by someone he had a crush on since like high school or something, and I don't know. This is a really nice first chapter, and I want to see what happens next. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for cool, interesting, or like cute character interactions, and boy, did this first chapter deliver.
Speaking
su-
of, I'm not trying to cut you off, Trent.
Mhm.
I wanna talk about
Go
another one. Speaking of like a manga that really hooked me by doing that, but then has a way cooler premise underneath, is Dandadan, which is something we've never been able to talk about before until now. If you are not reading Dandadan, like you're actually stupid. Like I just want you to know, you are missing out on 94 chapters of some of the best manga you've ever read. Like it is so fucking good. It is like actually probably one of the
really
best.
Just called me stupid.
Yeah, and I'm telling you straight up.
You're also missing out on the hottest grandma in town.
Oh my god, I've never seen a grandma that like every time I'm like, Hubba Bubba Gyat.
What?
The fuck that I don't even know what I just said, but anyway.
Yeah.
I just
okay.
I just had a Wind Waker voice line. No, Dandadan is so killer. It is. The art is like easily like a perfect 10 out of 10. The story is amazing. It's funny, it's cute, and the action is like beyond.
I like
Also,
it from the chapter I read.
Every like monster design absolutely eviscerates all of your beliefs.
I've like there's also shit that's scary enough where I've like had nightmares. They introduced a monster recently. It's the mirror one, dude. I had a nightmare about that shit once. I was like, fuck that. It is creepy. It's unsettling. Like I think it's like
also, I think Dandadan is the only manga that I've seen try to adapt the "Have you dreamed this man" concept, and it's actually so fucking funny.
It's absurd. It's so good. I actually would say like Dandadan is even probably more like unsettling and creepy at being like a darker shonen than like Chainsaw Man and Jujutsu Kaisen. Like I think like their worlds are just more gory, but I think like Dandadan nails like the occult and the sci-fi like so much better.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Well, that's his whole premise too, and that's what kind of drew me in for the first place. Like I read the first volume when it came out physically, and I bought it. But what hooked me was the concept of these two people trying to like prove the other wrong. Like, oh, aliens are real, but ghosts aren't. No, ghosts are real, but aliens aren't. Like that whole concept just sounded super interesting to me.
And they're both real, and they're both
yeah, and that's what that was what got me. Like it's a good concept and it's a good story. It's got good characters, but
yeah, it's awesome.
First like chapter or two is also just like really weird.
Oh, it's absurd
compared to the rest.
The first chapter, it's insane because I would genuinely describe Dandadan as probably one of the most wholesome reads.
And the first chapter,
but the first chapter literally like teases like sexual assault.
Yeah, and that
which is
I actually put it down for a while and then just built it up and like was like, oh, I'll give it another go. And I'm so glad I did because like I've been reading since like chapter 12 and it's been like the best shit ever. And it also, this comes out weekly. Like it is.
Yes, it is every Monday, and it's one of the best things every week.
Yeah.
I thought it was monthly.
No, it is. Mm-hmm. It is weekly.
Every week, and it blows your socks off every time.
Yep. And and then also obviously we haven't talked about much since it returned, but Chainsaw Man has been really, really good. I think it's like a little slower on the action because what are we 30 chapters in now? But I think we're kind of
we've probably only had one real scenario that you could really call a fight.
Yeah. But yeah, I think
it makes sense within the context.
Yeah,
too.
we're building up our character and our characters and our world.
Also, the setting is drastically different.
Yeah.
Part 1 takes place as a devil hunter.
Yeah,
and the focus on part 2 is not devil hunting. It's kind of there, but it's really not.
It's only through the school club, kind of, and it's more about it's more about living in this devil-run society through the perspective of the high schooler.
There's been 2 fights.
There has.
Yeah.
But they look more like lots of scenarios, and they're very short run for the fights. But it's like, this is more run through like the view of like a high schooler in a devil-run society, which I think is like is interesting. I love I think I'm falling more in love with Denji as a character, and his dynamic with Asa is like really, really good. And I'm excited to continue to see that grow. Like I actually like really like Asa and Denji, and I think they're like perfect because they're both they just like me for real.
Mm-hmm. Also, I think a lot of people were scared because Asa's kind of become like a second protagonist.
Mm-hmm.
We've definitely focused on Denji a lot less. Also, almost everything is seen through Asa's eyes, and she's honestly such a good main character.
She is. Yeah,
Denji had his whole first part to himself. It's fine.
No, exactly. I think, and then I think we'll see more Denji take the fucking passenger seat as Asa's, like the girl
boss in it.
Yeah, girl boss in the whole series. But I really like the direction. Like I really do. It's been awesome. But Key, you've been reading To Your Eternity. You want to talk about that? You want to talk about some manga you've been reading?
Yeah. I'll talk about To Your Eternity really briefly, but also gotta wrap this up pretty quickly. To Your Eternity has literally been one of my favorite things recently, but also just since the first season started. It's just been a good anime all around, and after last week's episode, I just straight binged it all the way up to volume 9 where I'm at right now, and it's been a ride, dude. It genuinely recommend it over a lot of stuff I've read in the past. It's in my top 10 for a reason, and it's just good. It's just a good read. I don't know.
Yeah, I just finished Golden Kamuy, which is a fucking masterpiece.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. That shit's definitely my personality for the next few weeks.
Can't wait.
Yeah. War veteran.
Trent, any manga you want to talk about?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay. Cool.
All right. Well.
Yeah, I think
solid.
We'll call wraps on this episode here.
Yeah.
Not a lot of news off the dome. Obviously, the biggest thing is 2 fucking series are getting canceled. What does that mean? Are we getting some more in? So I think we're gonna see around 20, 22, 21, 22 series, but that knocks us down to 19, I think.
Yeah.
So I don't know how quickly we'll see new series. But yeah.
It's also hard to say when we'll see a new series because we literally just got 4.
Yeah. Right.
Yep. That's cool. Whatever comes our way, we'll be covering it right here on the Manga Panel podcast. Be sure to join the Discord, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff.
Go to TrentsAss.com or Trent's Dumpy or whatever it was.
TrentsDumpy.com.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. All right. I guess we'll see you guys next time then.
See you guys next issue. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Later.